Yeah, so I would like to bring up a topic that um, plagues a lot of people, and it might plague us, or it might have plagued us at some point in our life, and maybe as we got older or wiser, it's less active. But from my um, clinical experience and talking to many people, having relationships and observing myself, that's a big area. So this area of um, our attitude towards the body, how the body looks. Uh, so our attitude towards the body, how the face is, how the hair is, how the eyes are, or overall the attitude towards the physical body. You know, like I'm this sense of that there's something wrong with my body. I'm not talking about health now. I'm more talking about aesthetics or shapes and forms or type of hair or lack thereof or whatever. So yeah. Also to bring in the mix is that, and I'm going to discuss here a little bit just to prime the pump for we're going to do some experiential thing to investigate, not to leave it just theoretical. So yeah, but I just want to bring this, there's also this element of the society, you know, and so currently the ideal beauty, the last, I don't know, 20, 30 years in a certain way. Sometimes I saw, it was on Facebook, like the beauty ideal from 1903 till now for men and women. And it was really, you could see it in 100 years changed. Um, there's also this, apparently the ideal of beauty of the body. Also, it's some kind of goes to some secret cosmical patterns. In the fourth way, they were talking about that. Like you can see in art, uh, during the ancient times, like the goddess, the mother, the ideal beauty was somebody that was really, really large, very, very chubby, that might not be seen in such a light these days. In Rubens' times, you know, Renaissance, you see all these hundreds of years of the ideal feminine beauty being voluptuous and pear-shaped and all of that. And at some point it switches. And so anyway, let's say the ideal beauty that we see now on magazines or on TV or on the, you know, fashion might have been considered very sickly and might be frowned upon a few hundred years ago, you know. Anyway, however, we are bombarded with these programs um, from media, advertisement. Recently, I noticed a slight change. There are different sizes of people advertising clothes and stuff, underwear. But there's a big barrage of conditioning somehow that whether we agree or not, or whether whatever, we have been naively programmed since childhood that, you know, ideal beauty is in a certain way for men, for women, especially for women. I think there's more pressure. And therefore it generates some kind of sense of this deficiency story in relation to the body, that yeah, there's something wrong with me. Also, because in sleep, consciousness is identified, you know, consciousness is identified as the body. Now, if the body is in a different way than how society recommends or how the mind says, then I'm saying like, oh, there's something wrong with me. You know, it's not that, oh, my body is whatever. So there's this pressure. Also, some other influences besides these, external programs. There can be also other factors like when we are a kid, maybe our parents may have some. I have clients that, as we investigate some of this negative or self-hatred towards the body, through somatic investigation, we discovered that, you know, 3-year-old daddy says something about the way she walked or something about that she's a little chubby or this or that. So there's some of the early imprints are also connected with some remark from a parent or the remark from school or something. Or it can just happen, in my case, nobody said anything. Whoa, nobody said anything to me, but somehow early on, I guess through comparing, being in a tennis world, I remember saying, yeah, I feel like I'm skinny, too skinny and too short. So which was a lot of psychological energy going into trying to change it or trying to hide it. Yeah. Also, I mean, and we don't speak about it. It maybe comes more like in one-on-one sessions, therapy. People speak about it, but usually there is some kind of hiding about this or shame. I think there's a lot of ego in the sense of separation, energy and thoughts, and kind of around this, ranging from like a mild rejection or disapproval or some parts of our body to I've seen plain hatred and self-loathing towards the body, strong belief it's a mistake and whatever, I should have come in another body. And also this you can see playing out, probably not so much for us that we are so spiritually evolved, but plays out in society, this industry of changing and covering and plastic surgery and all these things. And as you guys know, for kids and youth and all of that, there's this pressure, bullying, and so it's a lot of stuff. Also, another element here is that the impact. I mean, besides the fact that it's some kind of unnecessary suffering, meaning that it could be with some deprogramming, one can be free of all of this completely. So it's like some self-created misery. But also, ultimately, as you guys probably already know, like the body is made of primarily water, liquid, and it's influenceable to imprints. There are all these tests with water. I'm not going to go into it. Like you can expose them to certain information, like you expose a person to prayer, or expose them to negative thoughts or different music. The water crystals, they change their shape. And so basically, if the mind is upset about the body, of course, calling all of this me is upset with me. So the mind is upset with the body or hating the body or judging the body. All of this or having shame about the body or disgust, whatever, all of this is some kind of negative energy that goes in the body, towards the body, which is like, imagine, and the body is like a child from one angle, like a child or like a donkey. So it gets all this negative feedback. Ultimately, it can really cause serious, I believe, shortening one's life, and all of this constant negative input if we have this kind of thing. Let alone that, if one has strong deficiency story around some part of the body, which equates as me, then this is going to create a lot of problems in the relationship. We're going to project that people see that and they see my receding hairline or my belly or my whatever. We project all that. So it's dangerous, Let's see if there is something else on this topic. I asked multiple times Scott to talk about that, and I guess he's busy with bigger fish to fry. So I decided to bring this up myself. Also, this is not just, let's say, for people who, let's say, are not fitting to the current ideal, but I have met people that were fitting to the current ideal. like women or men that looked sexy or whatever, looked athletic and sexy and nimble and whatever, how it is now. Even those, I noticed a bunch of people that even those people who might be envied by others, they themselves carry the same story. You know, I have seen this many times. And what brought my attention, actually, what stirred this for me, personal disclosure, is that, yeah, I had to deal with this, and then I forgot. Somehow I moved on, and then I seemingly transcended it and forgot. So some of you, as we get older or we accept or whatever, we're like, whatever, man, it doesn't matter. But still, there are some imprints there from the past. Yeah, so for me, I remember that there was, it's a long time, there was this deficiency story as a kid that I'm too thin. Yeah, too thin. My hands, my legs, my yeah, all kind of imagined deficiency around my body. As hair started to get into a picture, it started to be some questions about that. Then, as hair started to leave the picture, I remember that for a few years, it was a big area of stress. And, you know, I guess it's in a, all of this stress, all of this about the body, and it's connected to, it's evidence, straight evidence of consciousness identified as the body, you know. Also, it's reinforced by the people looking at us at the body, as the body, because they look at them as their body. And also we look in the mirror. Each time in the mirror, we look in the mirror, we see, oh, this is me. Yeah, so I remember there was times when I was noticing thinning of the hair, and there was a lot of preoccupation, not to believe it, to be upset about it, to be, you know, then to try to change it, or various things. So it's also interesting exercise to notice the kind of internal dialogue we have as we look in the mirror, even if it's a little bit, you know. It's, and we've done it for a long time. It might be very, or looking in the mirror is a checking or something. I don't know if you guys can relate to that. Some checking of something, making sure that is like that, or yeah. Now, I'm not saying that that, you know, I brought this up to somebody in KI, and she was saying, yeah, inquiry and gym. I mean, it's good to be fit if possible. It is good if, you know, sometimes some more weight could be connected to like some unhealthy lifestyle and to sedentary or like a diet that is not healthy and whatever. So yeah, of course, one can go to the gym and all of that. And I'm not saying no to that. But I'm looking now more like these ego stories around the body and identity as the body. Yeah. If I were to, also one can look into, if one decides to lose weight or something, there are stories about that. Oh, it's not going to work and this or that. So that's a whole other area of investigation around that is somehow seems to go under the radar for people interested in awakening and stuff like that. Maybe it's too superficial or something, but I totally see it in myself. I see it in many other people that are very advanced. So I would like to bring this up experientially. So with this and whatever has been stirred, I would like to go back in presence and do a little inquiry around that. I will use some of this probe or reverse inquiry. So remember to, we are not thinking about these things. I'm not trying to figure out we are going to use these probes or reverse inquiries and just simply relax and notice whatever the mind prompts, images, memories, stuff like that. Yeah, you may be surprised what comes out there. So try not to engage with them, not to be upset with what comes, just witnessing. Then somehow, if you're already past that, you know, you can skip it. I myself, I was saying that, yeah, that's what I forgot. I had also a lot of this that I was too skinny, and then so I was avoiding for a long time. As a young man, young or teenager or something, or to wear short pants because I thought there was something wrong with my legs. And in spite of being a tennis player and being very fit and like strong legs, there was still this persistent thing. And somehow I thought, well, okay, I will go into the usual pattern of hiding. Yeah, so I'm hiding any perceived weakness and promoting strength, you know, to get to be liked and be special. So then I started wearing long pants for decades, and I forgot about this thing. And also, I think anyway. So here in Hawaii, basically, it's like no short pants, no long pants. It's stupid to wear long pants. So now it's like short pants all the time. And for a few days, I was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" There was some alarm in the system, and all of this came up. And then I was noticing that now, because of various factors and conditions, some could be changed, some cannot. I'm getting some belly. And I remember that I had all judgments about people with belly, my parents, all that. So I was doing some light investigation about belly and all of this. And then I realized, Jesus Christ, for a lot of my life, I thought I was too thin. And now my mind is telling me I'm too fat. And sometimes it can tell you both things at the time. You are thin and fat at the same time. So let's see what we have here, yeah? All right, so close your eyes. Yeah, taking like 6 deep breaths, nothing to think about. If you see this a video, you know, you can even pause and do this when you have time. So a good way to do this, not now, but is to do this actually being naked in front of a mirror, actually. Looking at the mirror, looking at ourselves in the picture, the body. But in our case now, see if you can imagine that you are standing naked in front of a mirror. And you are looking at the reflection in the mirror. Yeah, whatever comes, just allowing. So in your mind's eye, you can look towards your body, look down, or I don't know, you can look, see the body without the mirror. You can, in your mind's eye, turn around. So look at the back side of the body. There's some problematic area for some people. You can even turn your profile. Look at yourself from the profile. Look at your body. There's maybe some problematic areas there. Maybe not. Also, imagine that there's like several mirrors all around and above. So, especially for men, just looking in the mirrors and seeing your head and and the hair of the head. And this already may evoke certain energies in us. Just notice what arises. And so we're going to use some of these probes or reverse inquiry to prompt whatever is there. So seeing your body in the mirror, we can say this to ourselves, we can say it a few times, and just notice whatever comes. I fully love and approve of my body just the way it is. I love and approve of my body just the way it is. If there's any objections, stay with each one. Just freeze frame that, yeah, you're fat or you're old. Just freeze frame and just watch the thought. Almost pausing the thought to really make it conscious. I love and approve of all parts of my body, just the way they are. If there are no thoughts and there are some sensations somewhere, notice there. And you can mine it out, see if it were to say something, whatever that is.
You won't have any power issues today?
Yeah, and if take a moment now to reset back into this sense of presence.
And apparently, like if they're running, you're all on the same power system, but there's slightly different ones. But if,
And then
I don't know, there's a few things here.
see if there is, you already know there is some part of your body that you have a problem with. Either you knew ahead of time, you know, you check in a mirror or you're like hiding it or something. Maybe we can start with the head. You know, actually the head is important. There's a lot of things there that the ego might disapprove. I completely and I totally accept and approve and love my head and the hair and the face or the baldness just the way it is. I love this head just the way it is. Now, if there is some thought that says, well, I don't like this nose, or I hate it that I'm growing bald, or I don't know, whatever. Yeah, so bring that into focus. See that part of the head that you may disapprove. And say this, although my head is like that, I'm totally okay just the way I am. Although my hair is like that, I'm totally okay just the way I am. Observing reactions, objections without getting involved. There is the witnessing. Also, we can boomerang, you know, for those of us who have some issue with the face or the head or the hair. Okay, so I have this, whatever, bags or the hair or something, or there's some issue. So the fact that there's this seeming issue in my hair or whatever, my face, what does it mean about me? Yeah, and really, really make conscious, you know. I'm going to die, I'm getting old. I will never be able to have a relationship. Whatever objection, witness. And taking a moment to remember the sense of being aware, which is hearing and observing these objections. And let's go to, you know, maybe, yeah, let's go to the body. So see there's some part of the body, the belly or the bottom or the whatever, the breast or the, strange. People can have strange things. So see that, whatever that there is any objection, you can do something. Say if I work with the belly, you can work whatever you want. You can say, I'm totally okay with my belly. I have totally no problem. I love my belly just the way it is. And there's some thoughts like, you know, I don't like it. Hate it. Witnessing. The so-called I thought. I don't like it. I hate it. I'm totally okay with my belly or with whatever item you have. What is the utility of disliking this part of the body or having criticism or not liking it? What do I get out of rejecting or judging this part of the body? What's the seeming advantage? Whatever comes, these are not you, thought, memory, program. Make the now utility, the boomerang on it, like, okay, the fact that, I don't know, this belly is like this and this is like that. What does it mean? What old story is evoked in me? Or new story, the fact this is here. What does it mean about me? Yeah, whatever comes, watching, I'm fat, I'm lazy, I am something, nobody will want me. Taking a little time with each thought. Don't let them just freeze frame a bit. What does it mean that the belly is here? What's the utility of interpreting this like that? What's the utility of this deficiency story? Here, it's more of a question of if we have some stuff. Oh, yeah. So, can we look a little bit in the history of this? So, following the scent of whatever comes, going into the past. Oops. Going into the past. When was the first inkling, memory, image connected that there was something wrong? Something's not right with the body. Yeah, allow any memory, images, the past, somebody said something, or we saw something on TV. Yeah, so if there's any message, if there's any memory or something, or in memory, or yeah, what is the message that you got from that event? Yeah, and then returning to this sense of globally being, this presence, which notices these reactions, notices these thoughts, yet is untouched, just aware. All right, so let's try another. These are, if you have a persistent stuff, you can take some of this and work on your own because it needs some repetition. I completely accept my body just the way it is. I completely accept my body just the way it is. there's any objection, it's okay. Just awake to it. So see, what's the seeming utility of rejecting? Is anything else there? Rejecting, criticizing, hating some part of this divine instrument. What's the utility of doing that? Whatever it is, to maintain some self-hatred, to change it, you know, some of this, oh, I hate it so that I can change it. Then if there's any utility came up for you guys, we can reverse that. I don't need to do this anymore, and see what comes. I don't need to do this any longer. Yeah, there was a post somewhere, very beautiful, I forgot to save it, but somebody poetically inclined was saying that like the aim of life is this, creating this art, like a painting, like a fresco, like a painting, and to have a beautiful, rich, full painting. And the body is the brush. We need the body. All the experience, at least in this planet here, is the body happening through the body. The body is the brush. And the person was saying how terrible waste of time to now be worried about the brush and try to change the brush and have a whole issue with the brush. Knowing that actually one can have a rich, full life, no matter what brush we have, the painting can still be rich.
Whatever damage happens.
So we can, you know, end with this. Even like, you know, maybe a little apology. Like, you know, we can, from the consciousness, to kind of look at the body like a faithful servant, faithful divine companion. And we can say, I'm sorry, body. I'm sorry, body.
The other training came in because the other
Yeah.
space has been needed.
No, I'm going to leave in 3 minutes. It's fine.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, body, that I judged you and I hated on you. I'm sorry. And then also some appreciation, like, thank you for being there for me. Thank you for being the vehicle for all of these experiences. Being grateful to the body, to the legs, the eyes.
You can say that was an inconvenience, but we